There is a legitimate debate to be had over whether autopilot, Tesla's lane centering and adaptive cruise-controlled driver assists isn't as safe or capable as it claims. But as with many things Tesla, things can easily get muddy, and not just because the pioneering automotive automaker evaporated its PR team years ago. Take, for example, the Dawn project founded by Dan O'Dowd, who also owns Green Hills Software, which technically competes with Tesla's software. O'Dowd himself has kicked off a congressional bid vowing to rid the world of the scourge that is autopilot, and recently released a video showing a Tesla running autopilot running over a child mannequin to prove the system's failings. Of course, this gambit went viral, not least because it inspired Tesla's cult-like owners to use their own children, or try and borrow other children, and we're not joking, to disprove the Dawn project's claims. Now, Tesla is declaring the original video is defamatory and demanding that the clip be removed, since it misrepresents the safety and capabilities of autopilot and FSD, the step above, still not yet in production full self-driving feature Tesla is real-world testing using its customers. As regular followers of Tesla's ups and downs are surely aware, there is mounting evidence that the autopilot software isn't as perfect as Tesla and CEO Elon Musk claim it is. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, NHTSA, is currently investigating the feature after several instances of Teslas crashing into stationary vehicles or objects roadside, namely emergency vehicles. One video shows a Tesla Model 3 with FSD Beta 10.12.2 running over a child-sized mannequin in a crosswalk. The Tesla never slows down, even once it hits it. Another clip has better production value and is taken at Willow Springs International Raceway using a similar childlike mannequin, which is summarily mowed down by a Tesla in the same manner as in the other video. Initially, the response from Tesla's overzealous fans with small children of their own was to march those kids in front of their moving cars to prove that FSD and autopilot work as intended. Fortunately, no children were sacrificed at the altar of Tesla's public relations, but YouTube did step in to remove many of those videos, leaving for the originals made by the Dawn project. Now Tesla, according to a letter obtained by the Washington Post, is demanding that the Dawn project and Dan O'Dowd remove those videos because of their defamatory nature that have disparaged Tesla's commercial interests of Tesla's full self-driving technology. Dina Eskin, Senior Director and Deputy General Counsel at Tesla, also demands in the letter that O'Dowd and the Dawn project immediately cease and desist further dissemination of all defamatory information, issue a formal public retraction within 24 hours and provide Tesla with the below demanded documentation. Many of the complaints or concerns aired by O'Dowd and his project are seemingly legitimate or possible to make in good faith, though it seems best to leave such investigation to the unbiased experts at NHTSA, which, again, has begun investigating other safety issues surrounding Tesla's autopilot. While not every bad messenger needs to have a squeaky clean background, it's tough to paper over the obvious conflicts of interest between O'Dowd and software related to driver assistance features and, well, Tesla. Dan O'Dowd is a software engineer who graduated from the California Institute of Technology with a Bachelor of Science in Engineering in 1976. He then went on to work on embedded development tools for early microprocessors used in Mattel's handheld electronic games of the late 1970s. O'Dowd also worked with National Semiconductor, who is now owned by Texas Instruments, to design the NS-32000 32-bit microprocessor used in 1980s personal computers such as the IBM RDPC, the BBC Micro, and others. His company, Green Hills Software, was founded in 1982 and its claim to fame was being the first and only software company to develop an operating system, OS, that meet the NSA's certification for IL6+ high robustness, meaning that it's incredibly difficult to attack this OS no matter how well funded and hostile your hacker is. Green Hills also states that it developed the OS for the Boeing 787, the Lockheed Martin F-35 multi-role fighters, Boeing B-1B bomber, and Orion crew exploration vehicle manufactured by Lockheed Martin and operated by NASA, which, coincidentally, has a glass cockpit derived from the 787s. Green Hills is also the Advanced Driver Assistance System, ADAS, software supplier for the 2022 BMW iX7 crossover, which raises yet another, if slightly tangential conflict of interest here. O'Dowd also had a brief run as a Democratic primary candidate for California's senator seat, eventually won by Alex Padilla, and his campaign message was all about cybersecurity and Tesla's FSD and autopilot safety. It was roughly around this time that the Dawn project launched, but it was a full-page New York Times ad back in January 2022 that got the attention of the general public. In that paid ad, the Dawn project led with "Don't be a Tesla crash test dummy" and then laid out a case for why autopilot and FSD were unsafe at any speed. It and O'Dowd then began several video campaigns demonstrating the failures of autopilot and FSD with child mannequins, as was demonstrated above. Again, while Tesla may have a case against O'Dowd and O'Dowd might be merely asking fair safety-related questions, the situation here is, frankly, a bit of a mess. To answer the obvious question here, which is whether or not a Tesla will indiscriminately flatten children should it meet them in a roadway while its autopilot or FSD features are active, a lot more investigation needs to take place. We'll need more scientific endeavors than possibly biased social media clips of mannequins, or real children, being aimed at by moving Teslas. So, while it might seem like Tesla has a brewing problem here, so far, there isn't much to go on. That could change should anything come from the separate investigation being conducted by NHTSA and any corrective actions it recommends. But for now, can we think of the poor mannequins? Oh, and while Tesla has no PR team to reach out to, we assume, based on its cease and desist letter to O'Dowd, the automaker would prefer you not try and replicate the Dawn project.